So someone is not telling the truth and or blatantly lying about Tesla, AI, and Elon Musk. The reason why this comes up is this is the headlines of today. Musk denies report his AI company secures 500 million toward a 1 billion funding goal. And it's interesting because we're talking about real money, and it should be, pretty easy to figure out if this is truthful or not, right? Is the money there or not? Now, I want to address some of your comments when we go through this today, because I got a couple interesting comments just a few minutes ago, and I think you guys will find it interesting to look at these together. This is coming from Fungible Finance just 4 minutes ago, and they say, Chris Norland, and they spelled my name with an A, which is spelled wrong. My name is spelled with a U, but that's okay. You are way out of your league. Dave has already made a fortune out of Tesla, and this is in regards to a video I just made on Dave Lee on investing. He's a Tesla pumper, and he's been making a ton of videos that the Tesla robot is awesome. So that's what we're kind of talking about here. This person continues on. The Fungible Finance says, many of Dave's audience are already millionaires from Tesla stock. I liken you to the Australian petro head, always trying to throw shade on Tesla. I venture to say, you are a qualified Tesla hater, but unlike the likes of you and your typical audience, Tesla is actually working to advance the human race further. Tesla is not the only company trying to build humanoid robots. Humanoid robots will happen whether or not your narrow imagination can conceive it or not. So you got to read the next one. This is coming from Z November, right? Just 7 minutes ago, so just within minutes of each other. And this person says, you do realize that there are plenty of millionaires from Tesla stock, right? So now what's peculiar about this particular message is, well, the first one I'll just say, when he says you're way out of your league, I'll just tell you the truth. Elon Musk and I both went to the same university. It's in the Ivy League, University of Pennsylvania, and Musk is just a few years older than me. We know a lot of the same people. Also, too, I want to mention that these comments, they both mention the word millionaires, right? They got to talk about this. And it's funny because this indicates to me that, yes, people do have millions, maybe billions, depending on who you are in this company, right? And you care about whether or not, bad news comes out about it. And obviously, if you have money into this thing, you want the hype to keep going. These two particular accounts here, you can see this. This is Fungible Finance. The account was, a YouTube account was joined December 2nd, 2011. And this other account, Z November, this account joined YouTube back in October 27th, 2011. So both of these were made in 2011 within a few weeks of each other. You guys can see right there, October 27th, 2011, December 2nd, 2011. And they kind of come out at the same time roughly. So if I had to guess, and I just was something I'm showing you guys on this channel, I always tell you these are facts, and I always tell you this is my opinion. So the facts are we have two comments in a row that kind of sound similar, comment on the same video, and then my opinion, because they're only 3 minutes apart, is probably one person who logged out, logged back in, and commented on two different accounts. That's what it looks like to me. I want you to understand, this is important, is when if you're new to investing, new to the stock market, any of this kind of stuff, understand that when people have money on the line, they will say and do anything to protect that money. Makes perfect sense, right? Here's some more comments from people that are viewers of the channel. This is coming from Bart. Bart says, Dave Lee doesn't need to sell you anything. He bought a load of Tesla shares in the beginning, cheap, so he only needs to make sure the price stays high. That is the reason why he is pumping, and that's a comment on that video. Here's another one coming from Vash. Vash says, he is the OG fanboy, aka idiot. He got lucky with his early investment, but scam, catch up now. Pilgrimus also says, I remember him pumping ARK Invest also, for they are all the same cult. Again, this is referring to Dave. We have another comment coming in from Jay Vanda. This person says, the problem, of course, is that it's far easier and cheaper to sell the hype versus selling a product or service with important value. Lee's product is Tesla hype, and clearly it's a profitable endeavor. Moreover, we have another one from Vena saying, Musk, the Elon hover of tech, cult equals cult, saving the future of humanity, saving the future of humanity, Musketeers equals Scientologists, selling success equals selling success, and watching Tesla crypto pumpers daily equals reading L. Ron Hubbard daily. The thing is, I want to address this Musk startup situation. Musk has lied about this stuff before. I don't know if lie is the right word. I shouldn't use the word lie. I should say there's been discrepancy in the facts and then what Musk says. I'll give you an example. So He's denying right now. Right now, Musk is saying, it's not true. And I want to show you the exact thing where he's saying that. It was actually on Twitter/X. Bloomberg put out the story that they raised $500 million for that new AI company. And then Musk replied, "This is fake news from Bloomberg." So that was like almost immediately on Twitter. The interesting thing too is that talking about whether or not he's raising money for his AI company. The other thing that's interesting too, the Gene Munster guy, and he's one of the investor people, and he tweeted out, "Elon is raising $1 billion for X/.ai. A week ago, he raised $135 million from investors. Bottom line, he wants to compete with OpenAI and Anthropic." So we're talking about a lot of money here. Musk replied and said, "We are not raising money right now." Okay. The thing that's so odd about this is that Gene Munster, along with the tweet, he put a link to the SEC filing. So this is a filing with the government that X.ai is raising money. And we have the number right here. It's like $135 million. If you want to be particular, $134,679,312. And also, too, we have the person who signed it. It's Jared Burchell of XAI, and that's dated on December 5th, 2023. So, how do you take this kind of stuff when Elon Musk, well, no, it's not true. We're not raising money, but then we have an SEC filing. And I'm being honest with you, right? You could make the case, if you want to make the case that Elon Musk is telling the truth, that they're not raising money, then therefore the SEC filing from his company is fraudulent, right? Someone said they got a bunch of money and it's untrue. So that person could be lying. Musk could be lying. But they in fact did get the money. They filed it. Musk could be lying, right? Gene Munster could be part of this big conspiracy to make up stuff against Musk, whatever. It's hard to know exactly what's going on, but when you have these kind of documents that they're raising money, it's just like, something's not telling the truth. That's why I'm telling you guys this. And I want you can make up your own mind for yourself. If you're a fanboy or fangirl, you decide with Musk no matter what. For me, I literally look at everything. I just look at everything and it's like, well, I see the SEC filing. And yes, I'd want to check the actual bank account and see where's the money coming from, et cetera. But it's just like, okay, something's up, right? That's why I say something's up. And this one I think is particularly weird where, why would Bloomberg just make up a story, whereas the headline here, that they raised $500 million? And that's sort of the question I'd pose to you. Why would they just make up this random number of $500 million? Now, Musk is saying it's fake news. Maybe it is. Who knows, right? And that's just my question. Why would they make it up? My personal opinion on this stuff, I was kind of looking through this and digging through it. If you remember, it was just a couple weeks ago, we had this report that people, in the board and the executives were worried about Elon Musk's drug use. And for me, when I read this stuff, it didn't seem like crazy talk. It's like, okay, yeah, I can see that. And Musk is immediately saying, his rebuttal was, well, I've always passed my drug test. That was his rebuttal. And it was funny because the fanboys and fangirls of Musk were like, see, he passes his drug test. And I posed the question to you is like, do you think it's possible to get around tests? I thought it was a reasonable question, this kind of stuff. And the reason why I'm showing you comments earlier in the video is because if you understand where Tesla stock is right now, it is 47.91% down from the high, meaning that people basically going to lose half their money at the moment, right? And they're probably irritated. That was back on November 5th, 2021, right? So we're a couple years later on January 19th, 2024. And, do people wish they would have sold a couple years ago and gotten out? Maybe. Or do people just say, hey, I want to hold on to this forever and I just want Musk to get back to, doing what he needs to be doing, which is like, pumping up Tesla and raising more money, et cetera. The thing is, this has all been a crazy distraction getting involved with all these multiple companies. And the AI one, I think, is really interesting. The reason is that because recently, if you guys have been following this, and we covered this early on before everyone else, really, he was threatening to leave Tesla. If you remember the actual quote, and I'll read it here. This was what he was saying over on the Twitter. He said, I am uncomfortable growing Tesla to be a leader in AI and robotics without having 25% voting control. Enough to be influential, but not so much that I can't be overturned. Unless that is the case, I would prefer to build products outside of Tesla. So when you put all this stuff together, and you have to understand this, put it in context, currently Musk has 13% of control of Tesla. I guess he used to have 22% control, so he has less control now. but he had to sell a whole bunch of his stock to pay for Twitter. And this is why I always tell you guys, like, I just think Twitter is such a big waste of time and money for him. And I liked him much, much more when he was just, hey, you know what? I'm doing Tesla. I'm doing SpaceX. I'm going to go to Mars, this kind of stuff. Like, I thought this whole Twitter was like a freaking sideshow and just a horrible waste of money. And the reason why the whole thing's been so comical is that all of these like fanboys and fangirls suddenly are now Twitter fans. And it's like, it's bizarre to me because, like I told you guys before, if you stuck with Tesla and SpaceX and say, hey, we're going to go to Mars, let's build spaceships, hey, go for it. That's awesome. And then suddenly you like divert your time and energy to like Twitter. It's just so ridiculous. And then the people have to convince themselves that it was a good move. But I'm not seeing it. It's a money losing venture. I can go down that Twitter pathway, but I don't really want to. The thing that really sticks out to me with the headline, and now I'm just giving you my general opinion on this stuff, is I feel like if he doesn't want people, okay, let's assume the Bloomberg thing is not just making up random numbers, okay? Because the last time Musk denied raising money, we have the SEC filing, and you guys make a determination on that. But it would seem that it's not crazy to think that Musk is maybe thinking about jumping ship, thinking about doing this AI somewhere else. Because right now the money's in AI. I'll just tell you the truth. Musk's talent is he's really good at raising money. He's good at hyping up people. He's done it multiple times. So when people say, hey, Musk is a great leader, et cetera, I think of him more of like Musk is really good at marketing and hype and really good at raising money and attracting investors, et cetera. This whole AI thing is where the money's at right now. And I'm thinking he doesn't want to miss his chance, right? This is where all the hype is going. And also too, we're kind of at the top of the market. Like if you look at the headlines today, or yesterday actually, it was stocks are at record highs, but things will only get harder from here. So if I were Musk in this situation, I just saw my net worth drop because Tesla stock is down 47% from the high. And we got an earnings report come up in about a week, which could get ugly, right? Either this quarter or next quarter, because it was ugly last quarter, it could get ugly again. I'm thinking I want to sell, jump ship, and get out while that going is good. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. And the thing I find so fascinating about this whole AI situation is, can you do it secretly? I mean, is it possible to raise $500 million and no one find out about it? I don't think so. I that's why I think that the Bloomberg's thing would have credibility to it. Maybe from the Musk fangirl point of view, the whole world is against Musk and all that stuff, and people at his own company fake SEC filings, that kind of thing. But it's just, I don't know, it just seems too implausible. What I think is more plausible, and this is something just from human nature, if you're doing the Twitter finger thing all the time, and many people, not just Musk and not just politicians, like just celebrities, all kinds of people say crap on Twitter. But the thing is, like, if you're on drugs and you have this phone in your hand and you can text anything at all times, a lot of times you text out your real feelings. And I think this particular one right here, because I know Musk has a lot of BS, but this kind of thing I don't think is BS from his point of view, where he says, I am uncomfortable growing Tesla to be the leader in AI robotics without having 25% voting control. And then he says, I prefer to build products outside of Tesla. So put all this stuff together, I just think he's thinking about leaving and jumping ship to do AI over somewhere else or something, and raising money to do that. And also too, maybe, if they don't reach their goal, it would be embarrassing. And so he doesn't necessarily want to share where they are, and more makes someone wants to make an announcement like after they've reached their goal or secured enough deals or et cetera. So that's my thoughts on this one. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if there's anything I might have missed. Why would Musk deny this report? That's really the key crux here. And I do want to emphasize, again, for people who are new to the market, new to Wall Street, new to all this stuff, understand when you're talking about like lots of money on the line, right? People's fortunes, people's wealth on the line, you will say and do anything to protect that. So I do appreciate your time. Please share your thoughts on this one, and I'll catch you next video.